Hello, and welcome back to another episode of the 6 a.m. Club where we start our day inspired. Today, I bring to you a new quote that says, "Defeat is not bitter unless you swallow it." Let's face it, defeat is part of life, whether it's in our careers, in our personal lives, or even in our day-to-day tasks. We all face setbacks and failures. But what makes defeat truly bitter, it's not the failure itself, but how we choose to handle it. Defeat in its very nature can feel like a punch on the gut. It's easy to internalize these moments, to let them define us, and to allow them to make us feel small and incapable. But here's the key. Defeat only becomes bitter if we let it. When we swallow defeat, we allow it to take root in our minds and in our hearts. We start to believe that we're not good enough, that we'll never succeed, that our failures are a reflection of our worth. However, if we choose to view defeat as a learning opportunity, as a temporary setback that rather than a permanent state, we begin to see it with a different light. It's not about ignoring the pain of failure, but about reframing our perspective on it. Here's the thing. Every defeat carries a lesson, a hidden gem of wisdom waiting to be uncovered. When we approach our setbacks with curiosity rather than self-criticism, we can extract valuable insights to help us grow stronger and wiser. See, next time that you face failure, just take a moment to reflect on what led to the defeat. Was it a lack of preparation, a miscommunication, an unforeseen obstacle? Understanding the root cause can provide you clarity and direction for the future. And then adopting a growth mindset can really help you to move forward. It means viewing challenges and defeats as opportunities to learn and improve. Instead of saying, "I failed," we can say, "What can I learn from this experience?" So, how can we handle defeat in a way that prevents it from becoming bitter? Here are some practical steps to help you process and overcome setbacks. Just a few ideas from my side. The first one is it's important to recognize and validate your emotions. Feelings of disappointment and frustration and sadness are natural. Allow yourselves to experience those emotions without judgment. Then, step number 2, take time to reflect on the situation. Write down what happened, why it happened, and what can you learn from it. This reflection can turn a negative experience into a valuable lesson. Then step 3 is to talk to someone you trust about the experience. Seek for support. See, sharing your thoughts and feelings can provide comfort, but also new perspectives. Sometimes others can see the lessons that we miss. Step number 4 is to reframe your narrative. Change the way that you talk about your defeat. Instead of seeing it as the end, view it as a stepping stone. Replace negative self-talk with positive affirmations and focus on the progress and the potential. And then the last step number 5, is to take action. See, nothing changes unless something changes, they say. And in order to change, we need to take action. So use what you've learned to take action. Set new goals, develop new strategies, and move forward with a renewed determination. Every defeat brings you a step closer to success. It's also important to recognize that we all face failure, setbacks, and defeat. It's not just you. Every single person faces setbacks and failure and defeat multiple times in their lives. So it's just part of being human. I can share with you that one time I faced a major setback in my career that felt like a crushing defeat. I questioned my abilities and I even considered giving up. But after some deep reflection, after processing all of those feelings that I was feeling at the time and taking a step back, I realized that defeat was just a powerful teacher. It highlighted areas where I needed to grow, and it pushed me to develop new skills. At the end, by reframing my perspective about that situation, I was able to turn that setback into a springboard for future success. As we wrap up today's episode, I want you to remember this. Defeat is not bitter unless you swallow it. Embrace your setbacks as opportunities for growth, learn from them, and keep moving forward with resilience and determination. Thank you so much for joining me today. If you found today's episode inspiring, do me a favor, share it with someone who might need an extra motivation today. I want to wish you a great day and a great week ahead, and I'll talk to you again on Monday for another episode of the Leading Yourself podcast, and I'll see you back on Saturday for another episode of the 6 a.m. Club, where we start our day inspired.